Yes, yes.
Yo.
Yeah! MCMI in the building. This dude. This dude. But
Hey, yeah. That's my brothers right there.
That's my brother right there.
You know what I'm
Hydra's in
saying?
the building.
I just definitely, we in the building, baby.
Nobody heard that song but us.
He's singing a
That was for
demo
us.
tape.
That was for us.
We never put that out.
We in the building. Yo,
that
that
performance we used to do this.
Pants,
Remember we used to go back and forth?
Hey, G, you should unplug those. The
Oh
headphones.
yeah, we don't need that, right?
Yeah,
I need some water.
Man, it is oppressively hot in my apartment right now.
So this is our first live MCMI report.
Together.
And somebody please go in the chat, tell us if you can hear us. Let's take a look at the comments. Maybe they can't even hear us.
Let us
I
know.
don't know. Looks
Yeah,
like
man.
it's a little
Let
bit
us
of
know
action
what's
there.
good. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Boom.
Are we too loud? This is our first time together in one room like this, yo.
Yeah, we've been Zooming for the whole pandemic. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What's up, fellas?
Well, we got a lot to talk about today. First of all, our brother is back.
yes,
WILCHILD
y'all.
Middleton.
Funky Fresh in the flesh.
He's been gone for 2 years. We're going to talk about where he was, why he was, and that's why we were doing remote all this time, and then the pandemic, right? And then we also, when you came back, and we got together on the first day, we went
Hold on,
to
man.
VERZUZ.
Stop. You go. We
going too fast? We going too fast?
No,
Let's
I'm
slow it
just
down.
laying it down.
First
before we
of
get into
all-
it.
First of all,
I'm LR Blitzkrieg.
I'm Wicked Wild Child.
And I forgot my name. What's my name? Oh, GMS. And this is the fourth host.
For
Yeah,
so
yeah.
PHCC, the trip.
PAG's here.
Yeah, and this is the
Yeah.
MCMI report where we talk about hip hop shit. We talk about just what's going on with us. We just, we kick it. We just, hope y'all are in here with us.
Word up.
We run a label. We run a whole brand, clothing.
Apparel.
We done a billion shows together out here in New York City.
Yeah,
And we did a couple remote shows, right?
a few.
3.
A few.
I think we did 3 that are up, right? And then
Right.
we have the lost episode when we were all on vacation.
Right.
Yeah.
I
We
was
went live then too, but y'all didn't.
Yeah.
No, we didn't go
Nah, we
live.
didn't go
We
live.
recorded
We
that.
just
but
recorded
from
it.
remote.
Yeah.
I was in Mexico. You was in Cozumel.
I was
Right.
in Italy.
You were in Cozumel.
Oh, well,
That is Mexico. I was in
Where was I?
Curacao.
you was in
Curacao.
Curacao.
There
That's
you
what I meant.
go.
It's
There
another
you
sea
go.
place.
Right.
I was in Crenshaw.
He was in
Oh, I
Crenshaw.
could've worn my Curacao.
I was in yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, but we filmed that one and we haven't put it out yet, but it was a lot of fun. So I think we'll definitely get that stuff up. But
This week we decided to go live to talk about the VERZUZ because that was 1 week ago today.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Everyone's talking about it. There's so much opinions on the internet. It's the internet,
Right.
But we were there live. We were in a suite. Shout out to Mark Bars, aka Mr. Metaphor from Brooklyn Academy.
Right. True
He
that.
hooked us up with the dope suite. Also, shout out to Mikey Combs.
again,
You go too fast.
G.
I know I'm jumping ahead, but I gotta give
Jumping
people
ahead.
appreciation.
They'll get their appreciation when we
We going
get
too
there.
fast. We going too fast.
But what I'm saying is, because of that, we were able to attend the VERZUZ, and we're gonna give you a rundown later, and we're gonna give you our opinions. And if you don't agree, you could type it in the chat, and we'll argue with you.
Look, let me tell y'all what happened.
Break it down.
Mark, Mr. Metaphor from Brooklyn Academy, hit G up, and was like, yo, we gotta go to this VERZUZ.
Right.
We gotta go.
Right,
It's KRS and Kane. We gotta go. It's at the Barclays. It's right down the block from
Right.
all of our houses. We gotta go.
Right.
So he's like, I think I might be able to get the hookup and get us a suite in there. I was like, well, I don't want to be around a bunch of people because COVID, whatever. So a suite would be sweet.
Right.
And so he said he could get the suite, and then he called back. He said he couldn't get the suite, so we bought tickets. Right? We all bought tickets. He's like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna be down there with the peoples.
Right.
We're gonna buy tickets, right?
I don't know any of this.
He's not.
He's in Italy.
To them.
No. He's in Italy.
To them.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
So day of the show comes. He says, all right, I can get the suite. I sold the tickets. We're good. So I'm like, I bet, right? So then me and G, you can take it from there. We decided to do an IG live.
Right. We went on IG live and we told WILCHILD, let's all 3 of us HYDRA remote.
Right.
So I was in my house. You were in your house.
Yeah.
Wild Child was supposed to be remoting in, but he was claiming
They didn't
from
know.
Italy.
He was saying my Wi-Fi is glitchy. I don't know. I'm trying to log on. So we were like, let's just start, and then hopefully he'll join in. So we were like bantering, killing time. Like, where's Wild Child? Where's Wild Child?
And earlier that day, I had surprised my mom because I was in Manhattan. I flew in. I was, on quarantine for a little bit. Then when I was cool, I took my little bike, went over the bridge, got to Mom Duke's house. She was like, "Oh my God!" She was super surprised.
People, y'all understand? He was in Italy for the entire length of COVID, right?
He went up before COVID.
He went up there,
stayed out there basically
before COVID started, right? And then it started, and then they kept him, and then after that, he just decided to stay, and he's been there for basically 2 years, right? Almost 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years, like 20 months.
So So we assume he's still out there,
right.
And we're getting ready for this versus. We're on live. Me, G, AL Skills.
Right.
Keith can't get in because his internet is glitchy out in Italy, right? and the door to my studio opens up, and my brother's standing right there. And we have video of it. Maybe we'll put it up later or whatever. But he walks in, and I'm just like, what? So I'm like,
you're gonna put it up now. Keep talking.
So then I'm like, well, are you coming to the verses with us? And he's like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So I'm like, yo, it was a surprise for me because we got to go to the box seats with my,
So I hit up Mark, and I was like, listen, my brother's back from Italy after 2 years. He's got to come to this show. And he's like, yo, I can't do it. I only got, it's 5 of us. We can't make it happen, whatever, blah, blah. I was like, whatever. I'm buying him a ticket. He's going to be in the building, even if he's not in the suite.
Right.
So I go online, get a ticket real quick.
Floor seat.
Yeah, this is him.
Why I'm rewind it from the beginning.
No, man. Come on, man. You showing too much of my house.
This was Wild Child showing up to you.
Go to 44.
Jesus.
44. There you go. That's it right there.
I didn't know you didn't want to see the house.
So we on live with AL Skills right here. You can see it. And
it's crazy.
I'm like, stop playing. Yeah. Look at the edits.
Wild Child walks in.
Look at me looking all bummy. Yeah. So he comes in, takes over.
I'm like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Then I had to go give my brother a hug, man, because I hadn't seen my man.
Oh, look at that. So sweet.
Look at my man.
Yeah, man. So listen.
Yeah.
I bought a ticket for him.
Right.
And right here, I'm like, listen, I go back on the live. I'm like, yo, man, y'all don't even understand. Yo, I ain't seen my brother in 2 years.
Yeah, man.
I'm just shell shocked. Everyone's saying like, "Gee, you're not reacting," because I'm like dumbfounded, and I'm not in the room with them. I'm in my house in front of a green screen. Like, what's going on?
All right, cut that off. Okay. Yeah. There go my daughter. She runs in. Uncle Key.
Yeah, she's like Uncle Key. She's too cute right here, man.
You cut it off.
Yeah, you can cut that off. Right. So listen, so I buy him a ticket. So we go meet up with the fellas to go to the verses.
Right.
And we listen, this dude right here, he ain't got no problem getting into nothing, right? So the interest that we going into the suite, he ain't supposed to be there. But guess what? He got through, right? And then we get into the Barclays.
I got away with words.
And then he's supposed to take his ticket and take his ass down to the floor where his seat was. He had a nice seat. He was like I think
floor seat.
Floor seat, right?
10th row.
Yeah. Okay. And so we get to where the next section where they're supposed to go take us up to the suite. Again, we handle it.
No problem.
Walk through. We in the suite. We got a kitchen. We got a waiter.
We got a butler up in there.
we had a good time, man. We had a good time.
Yeah, food. I was super shocked, man. Yo, first of all, just coming home, like surprising our mom and the rest of the family. Tina, shout out to Tina, our dad. And Cam, right? And then coming over here, surprising you and your family, and then you guys surprising me, telling me we going to the,
He was like, surprise, I'm here. We're like, surprise, we going to versus. Hurry up.
Surprise, we got box seats. Surprise, we got this.
This is like his first outing.
Right.
Being back in New York City, he comes to my house and we we going to the suite.
Kane versus KRS.
KRS, two of our all-time favorites.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, so Let's get into
That's
that.
great because we've been debating that since we were kids. I mean, since they were in their era, everyone we were like Kane, KRS, right?
I've never in life debated Kane, KRS.
I was like, no,
because you would say Kane is.
I
would never. If I said KRS, you'd say Kane.
I would never debate Kane and KRS because they were never in the same lane to me. Whether they were out in the same era, the only people I ever thought about battling Kane was Rakim, right? Or Kane and G-Rap, who have their little tension or whatever.
But my thing is, because I know we've all felt it, right? Because Kane was part of the Juice Crew, right. I never knew until I got older the story between Kane and Chris. Chris. Kane and Chris being cool and like Miss Melody helping. I didn't know that anything about him helping him move and stuff like that. I was always like, Kane is not in it because Kane will kill everybody. That's what I thought. I didn't think Kane was. This is what I thought. I thought Kane stayed out of it because he didn't want to destroy. You know what I mean?
I mean, the way I looked at it was KRS against Shane, right?
Shan,
MC Shan, right? And you're not allowed at protocol is like, yo, it's this man against this man. So your crew stay out of it, my crew stay out of it.
That is true.
But Chris called everybody out.
And he said Juice Crew.
He did.
He named the Juice Crew.
Yeah, he got dirty on Roxanne too.
Now, he didn't say Kane, he didn't say Bit. So you're right. He didn't attack them personally, but he did sue Shantae and Marley, who's all of their producer and DJ.
Yeah.
And Red Alert is on it going, like instigating.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, I was like, Kane stayed as in my head without knowing anything. This is me as a kid. Kane is out of it because he don't want to destroy people's careers.
Right.
That's what I thought.
That's what you thought. I never
That's
thought
what
that. I always just wondered, why is he not sticking up for his crew? Or why not only Kane, but all of them? How come G-Rap didn't say anything? Kane didn't say anything. You got Master Ace. You got Craig G.
Right.
And Shantae. So especially once he totally disrespected Shantae with that line, I would thought all the guys would have to say something too. Even though she came back with her disrespect.
Well, she did. Yeah, she came back.
We've heard Kane wrote it.
Right.
That's what the story is. So
that's
he was
Kane
involved a little bit. He didn't actually put out a record.
Pardon me, brother.
Just watch out. We'll spill water on my computer.
I got you.
So yeah, while we were watching, I took notes. I'm not going to read the notes, but I just want to pull them up to remind myself.
Word.
Some stuff that we that went down. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us are the right age that we came up listening to the golden era, and that's what inspired us to want to rap. Hearing artists like Rakim, he said, Cool G Rap, Kane, KRS.
Word up.
And even earlier, because we were a little older than Rod, Run DMC, that whole.
I'm the youngest.
He's lying.
He's 29.
I'm 29.
I'm 34.
That's my children. They're both 25, 21, and 12. They'll tell you.
But let us know in the comments if you don't agree. But we're gonna start breaking down the versus battle, because right after was a lot of people that I spoke to there at the event. We were talking outside, and then people were on social media saying KRS, he bodied Kane. But there was a couple of diehard people. They were like, "See, I told you, Kane won," and they were giving their reasons, right?
Right.
And at first, I was like, "Look, man, you're the 1%. Everybody's saying Kane," but when I listen to their reasons, they do have merit.
Right.
They say like Kane was spitting his stuff more clearly, articulate.
Right.
He was doing rapid fire flows. Chris was out of breath. Chris was letting the audience say the other half of his line and stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's actually go song for song, play by play. Who do you think won?
Right.
That's what I like to do. Like whenever people, even with battle rap, when they have a 3-round battle and people are saying it was a 3-0 or it was 2-1, I like to go and listen to it. And every time you hear a good punchline, you go, "Oh, he got a point there." Give him a point, like boxing. If you land really good, you get a point.
I felt just to
really added up.
I felt like Chris was bullying his way, through each round. He would stop stuff from happening, or he would be really boisterous, as he is, But I felt like he really was throwing his weight around more than. Like it was like his charisma, as opposed to his performance, like lyrical performance, right?
Okay.
So Versus is showcasing the music, right? That they had, right? It's this song versus that song. And then now they're doing freestyles, right? Thanks to like Jada
Kiss,
right? So now they throwing freestyles in there, right? Or features and stuff like that, right? So Kane was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to start doing more freestyles. Chris did a acapella, right? And he did,
both of them did. Kane did. And
he
Chris
did love, just but on for his credit, he did do an acapella, maybe one or two.
No, they're only one.
Only one,
because then they like scrapped it.
Right, but Kane did a few freestyles.
Okay, yeah, in between, but not that he was going at him. He was like, look at this new stuff. Like
right.
He was showing us he's current. He's got skills.
Chris treated it more like a battle. And Kane was more like a paying homage to his big brother, you know. But still, I'm nice. I'm still Kane.
I think they both took it as a battle, right? I think that they got to play to their strengths, right? So KRS came out with super energy because he's the energy guy, right? He's the guy that like his stage show is that energy. You're gonna feel that. Whereas, you know, KRS came out and Kane came out and he was more about like being precise with the songs and making sure you heard every word. And it hurt KRS in the beginning because he got winded too fast. So you wasn't hearing everything he was saying. So then he had to play to the crowd and, you know, he'd say half his lyrics and then he'd give it to the crowd because he couldn't do it. You know, it wasn't just that. We're MCs. We know how this works, right? It wasn't just that he wanted to have the crowd participation. It was that he was like, he was running out of breath. Let me get them to say this part.
He did try to make it like, yo, it's like, look at this. They all know my lyrics. Like, yeah, but you're out of breath.
While Kane, for the most part, was like, I know y'all know all my lyrics. Watch me give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
And watch me give it to you as I jump up and down.
And word for word. So in the beginning, Kane was getting points for that. And in the beginning, he was playing super hits. Now down the line a little bit, a couple songs in, maybe 4 or 5 songs in, he starts playing songs that I'm like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't have played that, but he had to play it because I feel like he doesn't.
Any song that Chris played that you were like, come on.
For me,
So now you got to balance those out though.
Yeah. You know, I think KRS has more bona fide hits than Kane.
Because of his bona fide like hip hop moment. It's like a moment in hip hop. That was it's like the
Shan battle was a moment.
Shan, that's a big capsule
and
right
he
there.
He had a few other moments. He had the Stop the Violence movement. That was a moment. He had the Black Cop and Sound of the Police come out on that album. That's
right.
Is that the 7th album?
Right. So that was around the X-Clan beef.
It was a little X-Clan beef, but a lot of people didn't know about that.
His two main battles, right, was the Shan battle where you had the bridges over and you had what was the South Bronx, right? So those 2 songs were a cultural moment, right?
Right.
And then you have his battle with Nelly when he did Step Into a World, right? Which was another big moment, especially since his career had waned by that point in time. Right. And you're going against Nelly, who's now like a superstar. He was on top at that point in time. And then you come back with this insane banger.
Right.
I remember we were all on our way to we were going to the pier for Rocksteady.
Okay.
And that was the first time I heard it. And cars was going by, like playing Step Into a World. And I was like, yo, what is that? And there was so many hip hop people going to the show that we would just stop and listen to. It's like, yo. And we knew that was his response to Nelly. You knew instantly. It was like, yo, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
It was nuts.
And then the Over Here joint. The real
hip hop is over here.
That was a direct disrespect to Nelly. So that's two. No, we didn't. I don't know why he did that. So those are 2. And then the Stop the Violence is 3. Right? Cultural moments.
Right.
And is there another cultural moment, or should we go to Kane? Because Kane had cultural moments too, but in a different way.
I don't believe that.
I believe that Just Rhyming with Biz was a cultural moment because nobody was rhyming like Kane was rhyming. It was an old era. We were coming off the Run DMC era. We're now going to. I feel like that record sparked along with Rakim. I Came in the Door. Which that's
Rakim.
No, is it Eric B for President?
Okay.
And then Check Out My Melody was the B-side. those two records kind of sparked a whole new way of rhyming, and with Kane, it was the aggression of coming in and just how ill his metaphors were. With Rakim, it was all the science and God body stuff, and as well the laid back flow, and both of them had intricate triplicate, where we talk about after that. They started not putting only a rhyme at the end of a line, but having multi-syllabic flows, which then for the next 10 years is all everyone in the lyrical space want to talk about, you know, how ill your syllabic flows are, right? Multis and stuff.
Look,
so that was a cultural moment to me when that came out, and it was like Biz Markie introducing, this is my boy, this is the next dude. And then after that, his album dropped and was, you know, a straight classic, and he was like a legend.
I don't see anything that Kane song-wise has as a cultural moment. I think he has great songs, right? That were dope to us, people who aspired to be rappers at the time, or just you know, those songs helped give us that spark that made us want to rap. Like,
and Kane, this is coming from folks that grew up in New York.
Fam, Kane is my first,
you know what I'm saying,
favorite rapper of all time, right? I don't think I heard Rhyming with Biz first. I think the first song I heard from him was Ain't No Half Stepping, and then right after that, Raw. Those are the first two songs I heard of Kane.
Interesting. That's so
the first place I saw Kane was watching Video Music Box. We had just moved to St. Mark's, I think. And you know, I'm going behind the TV with the UHS and click, 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 and I get to channel 31, and the Ain't No Half Stepping video comes on.
That's crazy to me because we grew up in the same area, you know, friends already, and listening to music together. Often Keith would have a tape and play it for us, right? And I remember just hearing Just Rhyming with Biz for a summer. It just was rocking all the time. Every time it came on, I was just in another world. I remember you had a Kango at the time.
All right, my second Kango. My first Kango got robbed. Me and my brother was...
story, bro.
But that's what I heard first, and then I didn't. I feel like the album wasn't out yet when I heard it, though.
Nah. I think that
before the album, that was like
Rhyming with Biz
on Biz's album. Right. That was before Kane's album came out, and before Kane's first.
So, but they dropped
it. It is on Kane's album as well, isn't it?
I don't.
Rhyming with Biz.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know what album it was. I had a vinyl of the single at that point.
I do not think so.
But yeah, so anyway, I just felt like him just even coming on the scene was a cultural moment. And you could say that about Chris too, but Chris just came on the scene and was doing South Bronx and The Bridge Is Over. So it was like all wrapped on, because no one had really rhymed like Chris either, you know? Both of them were bringing in new styles and new styles of beats as well at the same time that kind of started the next era. So it was like from Melly Mel through Run DMC and Houdini. Okay, wait, now there's a new era. That's when afterwards, Cool G Rap, Public Enemy, PMD, Slick Rick was already on the scene, but he started taking more prominence and stuff like that. And that became, now everyone talks as the golden era all the way up to Biggie and all that, you know.
Well, it was a great night. It was like
what did you love about it before we even talk winners and all that? What did you love about it? What was so dope about this versus?
Okay, first of all, it was very impactful because I was there with you guys. Yeah. But to see these icons right up there on stage was a bonus. To listen to their music, period, right, brings me back, right? But then to watch them and witness them, you know, participate and the crowd participate, it was like super dope.
As grown men, you know what I mean? Because we went to a Kane concert once. He was young. It was like 89, and he said, "Who Flat Top Rules 89?" And it was 89. That's how crazy that was. We saw KRS early in his career, and then we saw KRS. He always kept coming back, performing in New York, SOB. So we've seen him.
I mean, guys, we've done shows like where we open for these people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we don't see them.
Right.
We
had drinks with Kane at Libation. We chilled with KRS over at EO Dub.
Chill with Kane at Southpaw. You know, a bunch of places.
We opened for Chris. We also opened for Wu-Tang. But that's another story.
You know, in this setting of hip hop, right? We are familiar with these people, and you would think that it's just like, okay, I know these guys now. I hang out. I'm around these people. It's not that big a deal.
Right.
But once they got on that stage,
Once they're doing those hit songs
once
that we grew up on,
you remove yourself from it and you allow yourself to not be a rapper or an MC or a performer, you allow yourself to just be a fan again, right? And take yourself back to what it felt like when those songs came out, you know, just to join in the energy of what's going on in this arena, right?
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing, and it just it's dope that hip hop is allowing us to do this. We've seen a lot of verses up to this point, but we haven't been to any. We haven't been in that energy in that room.
And not only that, I haven't. You guys probably have gone to more concerts than me. I haven't seen a hip hop concert at the Barclays. I've never been to a hip hop show at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I've seen Kane when he did the band shell.
Okay.
I saw him at the Tunnel once back in the day. We've seen Chris at SOBs type venues, right? Knitting Factory. But I never saw KRS on a giant stage with the red lights that lead up and the two DJs and all the screen and all that. And
in that capacity, no, I've not seen Chris.
So I've been to basketball games, but I haven't seen.
We were at the Barclays and we saw him perform like 3 years ago.
I didn't go to that.
Oh, wait, that's right. The Yo MTV.
Was it MTV?
No.
Yeah, it was
It was like a Legends of Hip Hop show. Everybody performed. Rakim performed. Dr. Effects. Onyx. Fat Joe. It was. I think.
We were leaving and Chris got on.
Yeah.
And we were like, our back was to the stage, and people was like rushing back, you know, passing us to go back to the stage.
Bill, right?
I don't think so. It felt like it was like I don't know the story, but it felt like
I think he was on the bill, but I think that the show had run so long that whoever went on last, and it might have been Rakim, was like, all right, thank y'all, you know, peace and love, good night, whatever. So everybody was like, okay, it's mad late, show must be over.
Right.
You know, because there were so many people getting on and so many acts that weren't on the bill getting on. So you assumed, okay, some of these people here, some of them not. If somebody doesn't show up, I don't care. This show was ridiculous, right? And then KRS just comes out and he's like, we're not done. And then he just goes into his whole shit. And Fat Joe comes out and is like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to be your hype man for this entire set. I know word for word.
He wasn't. Mad Lion came out.
It was nuts, man.
You know what I'm saying? It was nuts.
So it makes sense that Fat Joe was the host of this versus. He came out and introduced the entire thing because he loves these guys, man. That's one thing that I think is dope about Joe is that he allows himself to really be a fan when take himself out of it, even though, you know, he's part of it. He's right.
In the crowd, we saw Jada studying. We saw Busta. We saw, of course, Swiss, right?
Ninth Wonder.
You know,
You know, AL, who we were just talking to on our live before we got there. Him and Destroy are right in the front row, like losing their mind.
A lot of people that we roll with, they were there, but it's a big arena. We didn't see Baba Israel. We didn't see Wise Guy Gas. It was a lot of people.
There
was tons of people.
Shout outs to them.
We saw a lot of people once we got back outside, but you know.
Word. It was dope. Danny Castro.
You
know what I'm saying? Big Jeff, we saw.
Yes, sir. So one thing I didn't like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I loved about it. I was disappointed that Fat Joe wasn't really hosting. He announced them.
What is he going to do once he
well, when the show was over, right? It wasn't clear it was over.
I thought it was.
Kane kind of left. Chris was still doing stuff.
Channel that's true. That's true.
Hakim was rocking.
That's true.
And then they just was like, okay, that's it. And they just walked away. No one said, all right, thank you, good night. Nobody said that. No one said, give it up for these two legends. It was just it, and people started filing out of the building. Unless someone came on later, 10 minutes later after we left.
I don't really remember that.
It kind of fizzled out.
I remember that because I was like, "What that?" You know, I was like, "Is it over? That's how y'all ended it?" You know, what I'm saying it should have been like more solidified, like with an exclamation point, like and a thank you.
And I have heard them talking about it on some blogs, Kane and Chris, and being interviewed. I think what happened is they had a run of show and it got messed up.
Well,
it was mostly KRS.
Not only did it get messed up, but KRS kind of changed the run of show.
Right. True.
You know, if you look at what DJ Scratch was saying, he was saying it was supposed to be X amount of songs.
Right.
Then it was supposed to be
DJ set.
Then it was supposed to be a DJ battle. Right.
B-boy.
I don't
B-boy
remember.
battle.
Yeah. B-boy
That was
battle.
on that list.
Yes.
Okay.
And which
B-boy
they
battle.
kind of did.
More,
and then
more songs and freestyle, and a freestyle
3
battle.
verses each.
And
from
I thought
that.
they was gonna do self-destruction at the end.
They should have did that. Oh, you know what?
That wasn't on the list.
So
though.
let's talk about that. No. They played the beat for self-destruction
They did
for
start it.
4 seconds and they cut it off.
This
This was one of the moments where Kane came out and interrupted.
right.
Chris was like, the DJs were doing their thing, and then Kid was responding, and then they were going to keep going. And Kane was like, nah, we're not battling. Chris was like, nah, we're going back to hits. No more of that. Whatever.
No.
And that's when they threw on self-destruction beat, and then Kane came on because he wanted to tell that story, and he wanted to say, this is my brother.
Right,
we love each other. So Chris started saying how he helped him move and all that. And then they talked for like 5 minutes. I think what happened is they outran the time for that song. When they finished talking, Chris threw on another one of his joints.
Right. And
so whichever
That
DJ
wasn't self-destruction.
was supposed to throw on the self-destruction, he got preempted by I think maybe Scratch was supposed to put it on, and then Kid Capri just threw on the next KRS song, or KRS told him, nah, dead that, put on my next song. I don't want to,
Right.
I think he was very much in battle mode. He really wanted to win.
Be peace and brotherhood.
And Kane stopped Scratch from bodying Kid Capri even more. Now, there was supposed to be a DJ battle,
right?
And Scratch kept trying to instigate it. He was like, I'm really trying to get this in because I mean he's Scratch, right? That's no disrespect to Kid Capri, but he's not a turntablist like Scratch is, right? He's a party rocker. And Scratch is a producer, a party rocker, and a turntablist. He has the ability to get busy. When he did, he did the Friday the 13th. I'm gonna play Jason, where he starts scratching and going under his leg and behind, and he turns around and he ducks down. And he has a Jason mask on. You know what I'm saying? He did that.
That was a hip hop moment because Kane was on set. He was rocking. He was rocking Friday the 13th. And then
the routine came out. Yeah, so like he could have did that routine at a party or battling someone. And just did it because it's a dope line from a Kane record, but here he is with Kane.
Doing it. So, he did his little thing, and he did some scratches that dissed Kid Capri.
Right.
All in fun, all in good love battle. And then Kid Capri goes jigga 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 jigga. It didn't land.
Yeah, I was confused by that because I would have thought, because they showed the run of show and it said we were supposed to do a little DJ battle. So a lot of people are saying that Scratch was wrong. Why did he play? He played a vocal sample. For those who don't watch DJ battles,
right.
They take pre-recorded little snips dissing each other.
Right.
They play like they
DJ,
scratch in their opponent's name and they're like, you're whack, you're garbage, I'll annihilate you, son. And they DJ because they record their voice and then they DJ on it, right?
Yeah.
So Scratch did one of those. It was really long and it was totally disrespectful. It was like, Kid Capri, I think you're trash. You just suck. You can't DJ for beans. He was like going in. And then, and then he did his routine. So now when Kid went, I was wondering why he didn't come prepared. Since if they showed the run of show, we're going to battle, you should have had a vocal drop too.
Right.
Or something that starts off your set, but he did it. Yeah. He just starts scratching real fast. And it's like, but what is the entertainment? You have to do something. You either have to do a turntablism trick.
That's the answer.
Cuts. Every DJ cuts.
There was no answer.
Unless your cuts are so nice, you're the nicest DJ ever of cutting. Cutting cannot win a battle.
Right. And he tried that, and then Scratch took off his shoe.
But Kane stopped him. Kane stopped him. Yo, he was like, hold up.
Facts. Yo, he was about to get busy with his Air Force One.
I'm gonna bring everyone back. So this is what it looked like out there. Okay, we got these little coasters and records. So he was like, you ready? You ready? I got him. He's like, no, don't do it. He's like,
Kane, you be
Kane.
Kane.
Right.
And Kane's like, are you
Kane's
sure?
like, nah, man, we ain't gonna do that.
He was like, are you sure?
That's a good Kane voice, right?
Like,
Yo, we ain't even gonna do that, bro. Nah, we ain't gonna do that to him.
Yeah. It was
so
by the way, just a quick shout out to my shoe. This is the custom GMS Air Maxes. Just so you know.
So right, that happens. So we already know that in terms of a DJ battle, right? If there was to be one, in this aspect, Scratch got that. No disrespect to
Kid
Kid
Capri.
Capri at all. I love Kid Capri. He rocked at.
Call that man right
You know
now.
what? You
Call
know
that man
what?
right
No,
now.
hold on. This is what bugs me out, right? Because they were both there at the first PH Memorial. Yo, shout out to Bad C. Bad C's in the building.
Salute,
Sixers.
salute.
They were both there at the first PH Memorial, right?
Right.
And Kid Capri did do some turntablism that was bananas.
Right.
It was bananas, and I've seen him at parties do like banana sets. But what he did here just wasn't. You know, he had an answer for Scratch. He just didn't do it, and I was really surprised about that. Honestly, I was surprised about that. Thinking back, but
so I'm disappointed.
I don't think he was
they
prepared.
didn't have a more of that. You know, it was one sided. I wanted it to be. You know, let him finish. Let's do the battle. But
he also said that in his
prepared.
response. Now, who knows what's true and what's not true
Kid's
behind
response?
closed doors, right? Kid Capri said that he didn't know that there was supposed to be a DJ battle.
That's what he said.
Yeah,
so
that's
he
what's
didn't
sad.
have all his. Yeah. So
So
in
he
that
wasn't
case,
prepared.
whoever it was, whether it was Kane or Chris, saying, "Nah, we're going to the next thing." Well, they both did because Kane kind of held back Scratch, like, "Nah, we're not going to keep going. Like, that's good. You did the Jason." And then Chris was like, "Nah, we're not even doing anymore." He threw on like a song and it went to the next thing. Maybe the B-boys came out.
But again,
so they were kind of saving Kid Capri
Yeah.
because he wasn't prepared. Not that he might not have.
Oh, Kane was 100% saving.
Kid could have showed up.
100%.
Maybe. I mean, could he beat Scratch?
What took it for
That's
me is
opinion,
when
but-
he told when Scratch had his shoe off.
Yeah.
That was it right there. That was like, okay.
Right. But we don't know what Kid
that was
would've
it.
did.
Because
Could have did something. Could have whatever. Take
He
his
did-
shirt off. Whatever. I don't know.
he did, but he didn't. No, he came back with the long scratch.
Right. No. I'm saying if he came there, like I created a set knowing I'm going up against this dude, one of the greatest, DJ Scratch,
Right.
and I'm not going to be humiliated. So let me make this ill routine. He
Right,
could have
right.
came with something.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that they didn't go two more rounds because it said on the run of show who was revealing that was it
Scratch.
Scratch.
He showed the run of show. It said 3 MC rounds of battle. So Chris kicked one dope long freestyle rhyme. Kane did a verse where he tried to battle Chris, and then they cut that and they went on to the next thing. And usually when there's a 3-round battle rap, right? You don't put your illest punchline in the first round. You got to have a good first round and second round, but you know your third one is like the finisher, the closer. You know what I mean?
Right.
See,
So
that's the
imagine
thing.
they went the whole 3 rounds.
But that's the thing, right?
We didn't get to hear some of that.
We said that Kane did a couple, right?
Right. He might have did
He
his stuff.
sparsed them out because KRS didn't do it the way that it was supposed to happen. He just did one, right? And then he was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that," because I think he tried to bully his way through the verses
that's what
and
it felt
change
like.
stuff up to knock to knock Kane off his game because he had a game plan.
Right.
And then there were points in time, even at the beginning, where KRS was like, "Nah, whatever," and throw on my next joint, and he just went into it. But there was something that was supposed to happen
This
there.
is similar because we did a show where we talked about boxing, right? I think this is similar to when a boxer clenches strategically and then pushes the guy far away and then gets in a jab and then holds him again and leans on him to make him tired. It's like I think that KRS knew that he was ahead. When you're ahead on the cards, anything could happen. So you just want to keep being ahead. So you want to prolong it, or in basketball, you want to run out the clock, right? So I think he
Or it could
knew,
have been
like,
the
so
opposite.
far, I'm doing really good, and I got way more songs than Kane. Let's just keep going with songs. You know, I wanted a freestyle battle, but you know what? Let's pile on the songs. Like, because he felt up. I think it was like
it could be that, or it could be the other way
Or,
around too. Because
we don't know what they.
Whereas
were,
if he
the
was
energy they
struggling,
were
he
getting
would
on
have wanted to
stage.
battle rap. If he didn't think he was doing good in the beginning, he'd be like, "Oh, you want to battle? But watch this. I'm the freestyle guy. I'm the battle guy. MC Shan, Nelly, all that." So then he would have wanted to focus on that, but he's like, "Nah, we're good. Song, please." You know.
Yeah, it's definitely a different energy.
What do y'all think? I want to know.
Word.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
See,
in the
who do
comments.
you have?
Who,
Man?
who
Throw
did
it in
you
the comments.
think win? And honestly, I haven't gone back and watched it not being there. So my response to who I think won, which is honestly, I don't have a winner. I don't, right? But if I watch the playback, I may see it differently because it sounds different and it looks different watching it on television or on your phone rather than actually being in the building.
We just saw in the building the response to Chris. Like we saw waves of people. like
Right.
moving, and you know when South Bronx came on, people was you know even he's
Right,
doing
right.
South Bronx in Brooklyn, and
Right,
everybody's
right, right.
jumping.
But
You know
he
what I
doesn't
mean?
really diss Brooklyn on the song or nothing. I like to see him do that at a venue in Queens. Then we'll see what's up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's different.
But yeah, he seemed to have it from our vantage. Also, we were up in the stands. Some of the people who posted that Kane won were down there, like they were like 5 rows back in the front. So maybe just watching it from here to here, not the whole thing, from their vantage point, and Kane's rocking and Chris is rocking. They're like, I don't see it. Chris is not doing nothing much. Kane is way better. You know, they might have seen it differently. Like that.
You
Different
know,
vantage point.
I thought that it was a tie. Really, I thought it was a tie. But then we get outside the building, and then like you know, we have these aficionados of hip hop, these writers, these you know, you've got Bonsu, you've got Jermaine Hall, and you got Danny Castro, and they're like, "Come on, it wasn't even
Big
close."
Jeff,
KRS won. Like, what are we even talking about? And I'm like, really? That's just not how I saw it.
Right.
I saw it as an edge, not as a body. I feel that KRS could have been a body, but he made mistakes himself. There's a whole bunch of stuff he should have did, and the way the show ended, trailing off like that.
This shouldn't have been a debatable thing. It should have been clear cut, right? And in anybody's eyes, it should have been either one way or the other. For me, it's debatable depending on your vantage point.
I think at the end when KRS brought out Das Effects, when he brought out Buckshot, I think that gave him an edge because Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? And it was strong, and that was kind of close to the end where like I think Kane was running out of you know super strong hits.
But that will only work in the stadium, not on YouTube. So or Triller when people are watching.
Because
they're not
the
from
energy,
Brooklyn. They're from.
If the energy in the building, the energy in the building, right, is viewed.
But the cameras are zooming in on the artist.
You say that, but the energy in the building at MSG when Fat Joe and Ja Rule was performing, it went to the television. You could feel that and realize,
so we
Joe's
definitely
getting body.
We got to watch it back, definitely. To see how they edited it, how it looks. And you know, I wonder, did they edit anything? They cut out little spaces and stuff.
It's live, so I don't think
they just let it replay like that. Right?
Whatever's there is there.
So we're gonna see. But in my opinion, I still put Chris ahead because all the showmanship and antics and B-boys coming out and all that aside, the original purpose of Versus is the catalog. And even though to me there were like 4 or 5 songs Chris could have played that he didn't do, like Self-Destruction. And then some songs, you know, like why did he do Jimmy, but not Self-Destruction, Heal, or other or no, he did give him
he did
he didn't do We End There and all these things which are kind of battle-y type of raps, you know what I mean? Like he didn't do a lot of his strong ones like that.
One of my favorite points of like, you know, a punch and then a counter was when I think KRS did a rhyme. He did a freestyle, right? Talking about you know, pimping and hoes and blah 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 and this and all that, right? And kind of diss Kane
and his whole style.
In his whole style. And I think that he thought in this day and age, right, there were certain things Kane wasn't going to do. And Kane leaned into it and was like, you know what? Nice and smooth. Pimping ain't easy. And he did it. You know what I'm saying? And it went over.
Now
really
he had
well.
Nice and Smooth in the dressing room. So he did know he was going to do something with them. Whether he to do that song or not. I wondered if he wasn't going to do it.
We don't know that because we don't know if they were in the same, if they had their camps in the same.
We know that Kane brought them there for his set.
Right. But we don't know if KRS knew they were there.
No, he didn't.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm saying that he couldn't have just impromptu like, oh, whatever, I'll do Pimpin' Ain't Easy, and then Nice and Smooth were there. Nice and Smooth had to be there knowing
Kane absolutely knew he was going to do that song. I'm just saying that KRS might not have known that Kane was going to do that song or assume
but they did talk to each other. Maybe he threw him that one to get the battle mood started. Because why would he suddenly say, hey, the pimp? Why are you saying
I don't
that?
know.
So he could do Pimpin' Ain't Easy.
It's probably like
it
felt that moment. It felt like one of those like the Joel Santana when he was like, you know, he would say something to the Locks, you know, and they would answer it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So
he was
Kane
setting
knew he was
it up
going to do that song, but not necessarily. But KRS didn't know he was going to do it at that point, or because KRS did that rhyme, KRS pulled it. I mean, Kane pulled an audible and moved it in his set so that it would go right there and be like, you know what? Oh, you gonna talk about that? I bet.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. That whole thing. I want to say I don't even know what the line was, but the reference was Kane saying to Chris, "You lucky I stayed out of your beef with Shan. You welcome."
Yeah.
When he said that, I don't know. He said it in a rhyme though.
He freestyled the whole thing.
Right.
He said something about I got Geldon, some blah blah, Melton. You know, I stayed out of that Kane, the beef with MC Shan. You're welcome. You know, that was hard. That was hard.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing for me right there. I was like,
that was them battling each other though. I think when you said Kane tried to throw in his verses later, I don't think those were the battle verses because he said he's going to write he's going to write rhymes for KRS. Okay. He's going to battle him. He's going to diss him. He's not going to be generic punchlines. So then later when he did those freestyles, I think I've heard one of them before. He just does those at shows to show his new flows and stuff that are not on the old classic
that verse that he did when they said when Shan said Shan said do something for the new era. That's a song. It's on a song with what's his name from Slaughterhouse, Joel Ortiz.
Okay.
It's that's a verse.
So those weren't so we still are missing. We're Kane. Can you please? Battle rappers do this all the time. When Lux forgot part of his rhyme against his verse against Calico, after the battle, he went and was like, "This is what I was saying. I forgot," and he said it. And I've seen Math and other people do that too. Say like, "Here's my verse for so and so." Yeah. Kane, please record or YouTube or something. Go on some social media and be like, "Yo, this is what I had written for you, Chris." And bam, spit the rhyme. Maybe Chris will do the same thing and come back. We did hear one from each of y'all, which you had crazy punchlines.
That's what's up.
Look, man, at the end of the day, it was a great show. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Forget about talking about who won, who didn't win, or whatever. Like on this one, like hip hop really did win, right? Because we got two of the pillars of hip hop, like
But because I hate all the other blogs I've been hearing people saying hip hop won, we all won, hip hop is in the building. Okay, but it's a battle, so I'm going to say KRS won, and that being his name was really like, did he choose the name ONE because KRS won? Because then when they say his name, it sounds like they've influenced the judges. You're saying he won, and then they're like, oh yeah, KRS won.
I think there's a lot of people with one in their name
over nearly everyone. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everyone.
I was putting notes down on my phone, and I was saying round one, Kane came out, he does this, Chris does that. Round two, and I jotted it all down so later I could add up points. And when I added it all up, I had Chris by about three songs more, or 3 moments where he won, and the other ones they were all even. So it might have been when Kane did I Get the Job Done. I wasn't feeling that. Now if someone else was like, yo, I'm so happy he kicked that. If that's you, then you give that a tie also. But I gave that to Chris. Chris did something really hard at that moment. I don't remember.
But this is coming from 3
and then he
MCs.
Get the job done.
This is coming from 3 MCs who are fans, but we MCs, so we're super critical, right?
So on the catalog, I gave it Chris because he had like 3 times when Kane's song choice fell short. So that's just, I say Chris is the winner.
He has a stronger catalog.
I will say Kane performed his music like it was like you were hearing the record, and Chris doesn't do that. It's hard to judge because it's also an artistic choice when you see Chris perform.
And it's also a preference.
He likes to use a different cadence than what was on the record anyway, but he was running out of breath and letting the crowd rock a lot of it. So I gave performance to Kane, but I gave Chris the verses overall for swagger. Also, he was the boxer that was controlling the fight. I did feel Kane was getting pushed backwards, even though he was doing well.
He was controlling the fight, but Kane gave him like 2 passes.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What?
The DJ Scratch pass.
Okay.
Right? And then the other one was he was supposed to get into something else. He was supposed to do another freestyle, but he went into it. But he didn't.
He deaded the battle. He was going to do verse 2 against him.
Right.
And another disappointment, it's not Kane's fault, but well, you can decide if it's Kane's fault, is that Cool G Rap didn't show up for the symphony. Right. And people have been debating about that online. Is it true? Because right after the battle, I heard, no, it's not true. He wasn't available, but he just was trying to make it seem like he declined, as a strategy again.
Right.
KRS One battle rap mode. Right. So now I didn't watch it, but I saw a headline. Someone did a video saying that so and so says that it wasn't the client. It was Kane. Actually, it was Kane. Someone interviewing Kane. He said, he had personal matters of engagement. He couldn't cancel it, and I tried to get him, blah blah blah, but the dates didn't match up. So, but that could also not be true. Kane saving face.
Whether or not Kane and G-Rap get along, I would think with the benefits of being on the VERZUZ stage and being a legacy act, an older act, you'd put that to the side and you get on that stage, because anybody that gets on the VERZUZ stage, their streaming numbers go through the roof.
Your stock goes up.
And just like you said, cultural moments, this is a cultural moment. So now Kane and Chris have another one to add.
So I gotta believe he just couldn't make it.
So you can't miss a cultural moment. And he made it a couple of other times, even though for years he wouldn't do it. Then he did go to one or two because they were that big moment. And Kool G Rap, maybe, I don't know, maybe he had some family members ill, maybe he had to go to a christening, a wedding, I don't know. But whatever it is, it had, we feel let down by that, hopefully maybe G Rap will be in another VERZUZ.
It was still dope though. Shout out to Master Ace, man. In fact,
and Craig G.
Hey, listen to this, right? You remember that? Our boy El Rob Lonnie, he was in there with us, and he was shooting from the suite that we're at. Up at the Jumbotron or whatever they call it in the Barclay Center, right? And he shoots it, and you're standing there like rhyming to Master Ace's rhymes or whatever. And then he sends it to Marco Polo, super dope producer.
Shout out to Marco.
Yeah. And then Marco who works with Ace all the time, like they tour together. They've done plenty of albums together.
The last album was called what? Brooklyn?
I don't know.
He sends it to Ace, and then Ace put it on stage on his page, and I'm like, yo, that's matter of fact, my boy hit me up. And he's like, yo, that's Wild Child. and all he saw was your shoulder and your hat. He's like, yo, that's Wild Child. And so then I said it to you guys. I was like, yo, they shot this on my suite.
That's what's up.
It was funny, man. So we get props for it.
And shout out to El Rob again, and shout out to James Calhoun. He was rolling with us. GOW.
Yeah.
And it was great to hang with, besides HYDRA reunion, and then to have Cat. So we go way backwards. So we watched this.
We grew up
Nobody there is 25 plus. Maybe James is the 23 years
younger one. Yeah.
Metaphor a little. No, I think we met him
last
out of this bunch.
Out of that crew. He was
out of
the
this
last
crew,
man.
right?
Yeah.
But even him has got to be it's plus 20 years.
It's plus 20 years.
Plus 20.
And so
Mark is like 30.
We're
how long
30.
I know Mark?
Man,
I've been known Mark way longer than that. I know Mark since I was like
middle school,
10, 11.
Yeah.
And we grew up in the neighborhood with Mark.
We're talking like 30 some odd years.
So, man. So I walked away from there like everyone else that you heard that night. Although it could have just been our inner circle that all leaned towards Chris because of the way that we like to judge stuff. Whereas it could have been thousands more people leaving the Barclay saying Kane won. I don't know, but everyone we talked to said Kane won except this dude.
Listen, man. I don't.
You say it's a tie.
I do think it was.
But
think
going
it was
in, you said Kane all day, and we
know
that's your favorite rapper.
No. Going in, hold on, son. Time out. Going in, I said, and still feel this way, Kane is my favorite out of the two. I like Kane better. I said there's no way in hell he can beat KRS. That's what I said.
Right. I said that it will be a toss-up. It would have to be like strategized, just like how Jada did with against Fabulous, right? So I'm like, okay, what's Kane going to do? How's he going to answer to? That's the thing. It's like, what is his counter?
Well, he did some things good, like having Scratch there at all, having a really super DJ to make sure that part,
I just knew it was going to be a fight. You know what I mean?
Verse
and
was crazy that he spit.
If anything, Chris would edge him out because of his charisma on stage. You know what I mean?
Look, guys, I'm sure you guys have heard tons of feedback and watched.
But you ain't heard it like this,
right? So we had to give it up. But let's move on, man. VERZUZ was dope. I can't wait to see who comes next.
Who do you want to see next? Name any, even singular artists, if you can't think of who they match up against. Who do you want to see in a VERZUZ?
I don't want to do this.
Is a worthy opponent for the Dungeon Dragon Busta Rhymes.
So that's one person I definitely want to see.
I tell you what I don't want to see, and I'm tired of people saying. Missy.
I know. I knew.
I'm so
I don't
freaking
wanna see
sick of
that.
that. Yo.
I
They
don't.
say that because of video styles. That's.
I mean, listen. What's his name? Hype Williams and Little X have done a ton of videos for each artist, right? For both of them,
Right.
and it's stylistically it match the videos.
Right.
Match up.
Right.
Catalog. There's no way in hell. Stop disrespecting Busta Rhymes like that.
Listen.
Yiggy yow, yiggy
No,
yow.
no disrespect to Missy, right?
No.
Because she's super talented. She wrote for a lot of people. She spits her own bars. She makes her own music and stuff like that. She does collabs with Tim, but she's not Busta Rhymes. And I'm gonna tell you this: I feel in my heart and my soul, Busta will drag anybody that goes against him.
So I believe that to be true as well, right? I don't think stage performance wise, catalog wise, lyric wise, anybody can beat him, right?
Dynamic wise, let's not forget he's got for the clubs, he's got for the streets, he's got for the dance hall,
He's got that little.
he's got for the ladies, he's got for the underground.
I think if we're trying to match up eras for Busta, right, it's a hard thing to do because he's transcended and stayed at the top of his game through so many eras, right?
I've always called him the Miles Davis of hip hop.
So there are some people that say, well, let him battle T.I., right? He wanted to battle T.I. T.I. declined.
Okay.
No, I see
because
it. I can see it.
Because
he said 5 people have declined.
But T.I. declined because he said, Busta, you cannot start your catalog from this from the link for LONS to this.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, but that's the thing. It's like you going against the artist, and this is my repertoire.
But there's a limit anyway. Like they can't go.
Listen,
if what you got out now still can't
later and still have enough.
If what you putting out now can't even handle, put my eyes or hoo-ha. You know what I mean?
Guys, it don't even matter because Busta said, I won't do songs from this year back. I won't do those.
He said that. He said that.
Battle still didn't happen. Still didn't happen, right?
What year did Hoo-Ha come out, by the way? Did the first album come out?
96.
Yo.
Was T.I. out yet? He was
no, he wasn't out yet. He wasn't out
When
yet.
did like the Rubber Band Man all that type of stuff?
T.I.'s first album was maybe 99, 2000. Okay. Because I was doing promo.
So he wouldn't even want
I was doing promo for Rubber Band Man when it came out.
No wonder I heard that record. I was like, how come I'm in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Who is it? Shout out to my man Eric Williams. And shout out to who's another dude.
But okay, so T.I. feels he's too current to battle Busta, who has a catalog that goes back much further, right?
All right.
But again, Busta said, I don't care, I won't do those songs. We can leave those out. Fine.
Still didn't do it.
Fine, that battle didn't happen. What about catalog wise, in terms of strength of catalog, not in terms of era, right? What about LL?
I think that
Busta will drag LL up and down.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion. That's your opinion, and that's probably what you would have said about Fat Joe versus Ja Rule, but that didn't happen.
No, actually, no, I wouldn't have said that about Fat Joe and Ja Rule.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, because I know.
You knew Ja Rule was gonna beat Fat Joe.
You didn't know
versus.
I actually felt that Ja Rule was gonna not drag him, but I felt he was gonna beat him.
Okay.
I really did was going to beat him. I was like, yo, Fat Joe, that's dope. He got Flow Joe to lean back, but I'm like, I don't
all
know.
The way up and all the new ones.
But he don't rhyme like Ja Rule.
Yeah.
He don't rhyme like him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Ja Rule's a little bit more intricate.
But the rhymes of Ja Rule didn't matter that much. The songs, the impact of the songs.
Right.
People forgot how impactful he was until 50 stepped on his neck.
Yeah.
He was super impactul until 50 stepped on his neck. He was going to be in a group with DMX and Jay-Z.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back
Murder
to the
Inc. was DMX, Jay-Z, and Ja Rule. That was, you remember I have the double XL cover where they all standing there in their black leather jackets and they got their hands behind their back. And then you look at the back of the cover and they each got a weapon behind their back. Like Jay-Z's got a bat with spikes in it. Wow. Ja Rule's got a chain. You gotta
pull that up.
This is how all of our conversations when we talk about favorite MCs, top 5 lists, always they go all in every direction. Let's rewind back to Busta Rhymes. So, and obviously T.I.'s most obvious opponent is Ludacris because they came out around the same time, rep the South. They had beef with each other as a who's the dopest from down there, and they should do one now because they always talked about battling each other. They never did.
Luda already did one though.
They did a versus who?
It was Luda.
Yeah, I did hear they did one.
But, he did against Nelly.
Okay, but that's okay, and I think people could do more.
It was
so
a terrible.
We could still see Kane rock him,
but it was
did one. We could still see that.
It was a terrible versus because Nelly had Wi-Fi problems. There was a storm wherever he was.
Oh.
I heard about that. I didn't watch it.
It was like the Teddy Riley.
I forgot.
But it was worse than that. But you know what? All of the verses that happened before they were able to do a live show, they should have either allowed those people to pick new opponents, or redo or do a rematch.
Yeah.
Because it's a different beast. It's a different animal now when you're on stage together.
That's true.
Right. Now someone's just playing your record.
Then going on Instagram Live and being like, "Yo, here's my songs," you know.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Busta Rhymes versus for the first one we said was he said LL can't hang.
We said Missy.
You overpowered us. You did what KRS did to Kane. You were like, oh, and you shouted us down. But let's get back to that. I think LL could compete with Busta. Do I think he'll win? I personally just think Busta will win because of where we are right now. He just released a phenomenal project right now. LL Cool J did a really dope acapella rhyme at an award show right now. That's the last two things you heard from them. Somebody and a classic album from Busta. So Busta's got momentum right now. He'll win.
Listen,
but
somebody was like,
he's not unable to compete with Busta.
It's 20
he
songs.
Started in '83
for 20 songs.
He's got enough songs without a doubt.
Still perform.
He can.
Right?
Yes. He can.
And he's still in good shape.
He can.
Busta can still perform, right? Clearly. And LL has certified hits, right?
He does.
If he went in there, right, he has the hard songs, he has the lyrical songs, he has the songs where he can bring out a slew of superstars to rock the stage with him, and he has the songs for the females that Ja Rule had that got him the energy transference in his battle with Fat Joe.
So he could have did,
and that's something that Busta really, you can say he does.
He's got a couple of songs.
He's got a couple.
But wait, even though, like, let's say Busta has this hit,
looking
and
at
LL
my
has
face,
that
ladies
hit.
and gentlemen.
That's fine. Busta's song was dope, but LL's songs for the girls are better.
I'm listening.
I've never had to say that somebody did something, another MC better than Busta, but I had to give LL this one over Busta. Busta has songs for the ladies. He's got great songs,
big old butt.
But LL's songs that he does for ladies are better. They're better songs for the ladies. They're
Where
better.
I Want to Be or something like that is
better suited for the ladies. Okay, but so Busta has to do to answer those.
Better, all those things. Yeah.
He can just throw anything he did for the dance hall. He can answer.
I think he could do his joints with Mariah Carey, stuff like that. He did songs for ladies.
Yeah, he's got the joint.
Love stories.
He's got the joint with Janet. He's got the joint with. He got two joints with Mariah.
That's not his strong point.
Right.
His
no,
strong
it's not
point is other stuff. Now, LL, that's one of his strong points.
But so he's not going to do that all night because he will lose. That's just one
They
thing.
got to do a bunch of stuff.
That's one thing.
I'm saying that they can compete.
We can argue about this all day long. Compete, yeah. Let's move on from verses. This is not a versus podcast. We talk about everything.
This is actually
Wild Child versus Blitzkrieg. Like all our conversations are.
I let my brother get that. Yeah, I let him have it because I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
So,
but I look the youngest. Yeah.
So Blitz, what else we going to get into today? Because we got some more things to talk about.
Hey, wait! Before we go any further, right? Just cool stuff that has to do with us that I wanted to get into, right? A few weeks ago, I was at Industry City.
Okay.
And me and my wife was walking around with our daughter, and we go into this antique store. We go into an antique store.
Right.
And in this antique store, right? Sidebar. Me and G used to be two of the biggest hip hop promoters, like out here, right? Not to toot my own horn. But we done tons of shows. We done tons of parties. Any of the the big clubs in the city. We did you know, Limelight, Envy, Cheetah, you name it. We've done stuff at these
Lotus.
places. But yeah, all of these places, ABT, Lotus.
Word,
But what we really loved was putting on hip hop shows, and G used to have a radio show that he hosted with PH, Planet Brooklyn. And so anyway, that's the end of the sidebar. I go into this antique store, and my wife is like, "Yo, look!" And I look, and in this antique store, they are selling posters from a Planet Brooklyn show, right?
Wow.
That they put on, right? And I was like, "Yo, we did this. This is our stuff in this antique store."
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
How
Like,
much they were selling it for?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think it was like $10, and they had like maybe like 10 of them or something. But this is, I mean, it's not that. I mean, it's old, but it's not like super. It's what, 94?
1995.
95?
It says on the flyer. It says on the poster, because the poster was just a big flyer. Basically, it says summer of '95.
And I remember
And it was called
I thought it was
Back to
94.
School Jam, right?
I thought it was 94.
Do you have it? Can you show it to us?
Just so happens I do.
Boom!
You're right. It was 95.
Oh, nice. Oh, end of summer jam.
I didn't know it was right there.
No, we actually have the dates. August 17th, right? And then
Wow.
the 31st, and then September 14th got canceled.
Do you
That's
know the name
another
of the
story
spot?
for another show.
You know the name of the spot?
I didn't, you know, I do graphic design. I didn't do this. G, you got somebody to do
Yeah,
the
I think
Planet
his name
Brooklyn
is.
logo.
I think his name is Jose Ruiz, and I'm not in touch
But I
with him
do
anymore.
believe, like,
So I think he
I've
uses-
put the flyer together, or at least the back of the flyer. I put all the
Right.
stuff on, and me and G went and got them printed up.
All right.
And then, you know, us as our promotion crew, stormtroopers, we went out in the streets and we handed them out. And this was a huge show, and a whole bunch of stuff happened. And I'm not even going to get into. Yeah.
Us. Yeah.
But I just thought that it was dope that there were people going into this antique shop in Brooklyn and buying a piece of our nostalgia and putting it
Right.
up on their walls
Right.
as like, wow, this
Right.
is really cool.
Right.
Anyway, this is yours, G. You can have it.
Oh snap! Oh man, thank you. And you got it framed.
Yeah.
And it has the radio show that I was on WNWK
Yeah.
105.9.
Ladies and gentlemen,
old
did you
phone
see what
number,
just
this is
happened in
defunct.
front of my face.
It's
And,
his show.
It's dope.
Not your
Baldwin.
show. It's his
Well,
show.
let me tell everyone what it was. So basically, he had a couple of friends, and they were like, they wanted, you know, to do business, and they were like, "Gee, let's throw parties." And I was like, "Well, you know, it's a lot of work. When we do rap shows, it's hard to get
In
people
fact,
to come out."
Hold
They
on.
were like, "You got a radio show?
Yeah.
We'll rent a place, right? And we'll get our own liquor, and we'll get a 1-day license, and we'll do a party. And you put together some rap show, and then you talk about it on your hip hop radio show, right?
Yeah.
We're just radio show was called Planet Brooklyn. That's why we got this, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, so then you guys came in as booking acts and performing with the group and doing all the hip hop stuff,
Mhm.
and we put on that first show. The first one was performance. That was the 17th.
Mark.
I know you said we'll talk about it later, but that is where what met decided to join Ocean and form Natural Resource.
Okay.
After she saw him rock there, he brought her there to see him perform,
Mhm.
and that happened. A bunch of other historical stuff. The following week, we were trying to do like a club night,
Mhm.
and that's when we had a really infamous fight outside the club,
Yep.
and it got shut down. Everybody in the plague was involved. It was crazy. So then we didn't get to September 14th because we couldn't use the
Mark
spot.
Ballroom. That wasn't the time. Okay, but that wasn't the time when we all was walking from Mark Ballroom
Uh-huh.
and we got surrounded by the police.
No,
The
no, I don't think so.
AK-47.
I don't think so.
Mhm.
But this is a dope picture. Shout out to, I think it's Jose Ruiz. Hopefully I'm saying the name right. Who did the actual piece in the middle, you know, the circle
yeah.
part. And it's Brooklyn as a planet. It's really dope.
Where
We'll
is
put this on social media too.
this location of the store? Do you know?
It's in Industry City. So if you
Yeah.
go into Industry City, I don't think you've been there yet, but I'll take you. Industry City
I'll
is
take
in
'em.
Sunset. But shoot, we can go right after we finish this podcast.
Right.
Was there when we went to see Busta Rhymes?
That wasn't it. That
Say
wasn't
what?
That wasn't it. He thinks that's Industry City.
That's not Industry City?
Industry City's in Sunset Park. No,
No.
no.
By the
You'll see.
water.
I don't remember what you're talking about.
It wasn't that. That's a fort that's over there. Maybe we were by the water also.
I think I know
Next
what you're
Industry
talking about.
City
That's
is,
a little bit further.
it's
A
Fort
little
Hampton.
bit further.
Okay.
But it's this big It was a bunch of warehouse buildings. They bought it all up and they turned it into this big complex. It's an actual city, right?
Okay.
And there's things for kids to do in there. There's like play spaces. There's a bunch of stores. A ton of eateries, places to eat. There's art installations. There's office buildings and places for artists to set up their workspaces.
Fresh.
It's really dope. The Nets have a practice facility in there.
Okay.
It's a dope space, but in there we were shopping for the house, and we're looking for like antique stuff, and we go in there and
fresh.
Boom, right.
Right.
So anyway, that was that. I thought that was dope. We would share that with y'all.
Piece of hip hop right there.
Another thing that I wanted to do an unboxing for this piece right here. If you look over there next to G, I have these statues by Stephen Cartasio, right? That Sean P one. You can pick them up, G. Just be careful. Yeah, I got that. See, you got to pick it up from the base.
Okay.
Yeah, I got this Raekwon joint right here, right? Yeah, man. So these pieces are super dope. He has a company called Concrete Jungle, right? And all the pieces are interchangeable, like magnetic pieces. So I got this Raekwon joint. No, not
different artists.
That's Funko. Get that out.
Right here,
right. They got enough money. Yeah, he's got the purple tape in his hand. I just love his work. He's done other artists. He's done Method Man. He's done Ghostface. He has one of Kool Keith. That Sean P one right there is super
Sean
dope.
Price, R.I.P.
You know what I mean? On the gorilla, that's the
is that a Thanos glove?
Yeah, he's got a Thanos glove on this one, but he also has, you could take this off. He has a Hulk arm you put on there. It's dope. He's got a different head. Just, he does dope stuff. So I always buy his stuff whenever I can. I just bought this piece that's not coming out till next year, which is of Biggie, that he did in conjunction with Invisible Bully, which is D-Rock runs Invisible Bully, which is Biggie's company, right? Or the Biggie Foundation company where they make clothing and stuff like that. And they did a limited run of 800 pieces. I told him he should have only did 718, but let's not go there, right?
Right. 718.
Yeah. But anyway, I just got this new piece in the mail.
All right,
and I
unbox it. Come on, let's go.
I haven't taken this out the box at all yet, guys.
You gotta tear the plastic off.
Yeah. So this one.
Oh!
If y'all don't know who that is.
Okay. Can't see it.
Wow.
You don't know who that is?
Deck.
That's Inspector Deck, yo.
Okay, yeah, I see. I remember the pictures when they had the.
And he's on top of a bomb that says "I bomb atomically," and then he's got a Spider-Man arm because what comes running through you down like a neighborhood Spider-Man,
and he's got a web.
Yeah, he's got his the magnifying glass because Inspector Deck.
So, I want to see it. Let me see it, man.
Yeah, so we definitely.
That's crazy.
But let's keep talking while I do this.
Sean Price over here.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
so these look expensive though,
and he does them in conjunction with the artist, right? So
okay,
and they're
so
limited runs. Like this one, I think it might be limited to like 300 pieces or something like that.
What's this?
Yeah. Always comes with. Oh wow, look, even the styrofoam right here is embossed with it says Inspector Deck.
Nice.
Wow.
Like
that's messed up because now you don't want to throw out the styrofoam and it's going to be cluttering your house.
Yeah, I know these boxes are huge and I got all of them because I can't throw them away, right?
Oh, wow, this is crazy.
I have closets just full of boxes, just different boxes of things that are important to keep the original box.
Yeah.
What's the artist's name one more time?
His name is Stephen Cartasio, but his company is called Concrete Jungle. You can check him out. Check him out on Instagram.
Stephen Cartasio.
I'm gonna throw it in the comment.
Oh, you got a sticker.
Bomb. Concrete Jungle.
Post.
Bomb.
You gotta look up Concrete Jungle.
Dope.
But yeah, I got this piece. Actually, I got it late. It was supposed to come like a week ago, but it came a little bit late, right?
I'm jealous.
So
look at this. I bomb atomically.
Yeah, man. He's done quite a few Wu-Tang pieces, and he does secondary pieces where, like the Raekwon one. You see, he's in the yellow and black Snow Beach. This is the Killer B variant, right?
Right.
So usually he does a regular color one for when it comes to Wu-Tang, and then he does
Right.
a Killer Bee variant where they're wearing black and yellow. So I have the original version of Inspector Deck.
Right.
There's the bomb. It says I bomb atomically on it.
So it looks like he's gonna need.
Oh, so it's going down. That's hilarious.
Yeah, man. So then take this piece, and yeah, his shoe
So
goes
he's surfing the bomb on the way down
yeah.
through the clouds.
Does it look like this though?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So yeah, then he has like super famous artists like, you know, bring up pieces like this. Put that head in.
Do you have different heads?
Yeah, man. That head right there is the 26 chambers, 36
with the
chambers.
white mask.
Yeah, mask head.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Turn it to the camera. Yeah.
Isn't that fire, y'all? Wait to the Biggie one.
Show
So the
the head,
Biggie
go
one, the Biggie one is huge.
Okay.
It cost more money. It was like maybe $125 more than they usually cost. And Biggie's sitting in a chair, and behind him is like the bodega in like his block, and he's sitting in this big like throne. It's so fire.
That's
so
crazy.
he went to Comic-Con this year that just happened, and he showed off that one, and he also showed off his Redman one that's coming next year as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Redman got one?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Randy Noble.
What's that?
This is the Spider-Man arm.
Okay.
Right? Running through your town like your
Neighborhood Spider-Man. So TikTok keep ticking.
So you know, I'm a collector. I collect things.
That's very fresh.
So this is a good time to shout out Blitzkrieg's other podcast called Aight So Boom.
For
yeah,
sure.
for
Because
real.
there's a few episodes where he talks more about these guys too.
Yeah,
we pull out collectibles sometimes
I
on your
do.
show.
Yeah, definitely.
And you talk a lot of nerd stuff, talk comic books, talk
Yeah, we
collectibles,
talk
movies, TV
mostly
shows.
about the
What are you guys talking about right now?
mostly about Marvel shows and movies for the most part. I don't know where this goes, man.
Right now, the TV show that you guys have been reviewing.
The last show we talked about was What If. That show's over
Right.
now. We don't have too much. The chain is heavy. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that. The big.
You can make a
W
bracelet.
on it.
Other way. Flip it.
We don't have much to talk about right now until November when the new Hawkeye show comes out. But Eternals comes out in a week.
Eternals.
Me and Mark are going to go see that and review that. We reviewed Shang-Chi. You know, we listen, man. Hip hop heads are into this stuff. And
so you're here already. Hit subscribe. You already hit like as soon as you saw us. You didn't have to wait to see if you actually liked it.
Subscribe.
Did you? And then go to the playlist, and you're going to see Aight So Boom playlist. And you can go and check all the back episodes so you can be caught up before Blitz drops his next one. And you can see the previous MCMI reports if you haven't watched those. Those are really dope.
I feel like the little kid that's invited to the birthday party and watching the other kid open up all the gifts.
Yeah,
like we over here like this.
Like you didn't get a lot of gifts.
Did
Like
you
we don't
guys
jack.
get a chance to check out Kendrick's
What's that?
Those
Did you guys get a chance to check out Kendrick's leaks?
I mean, I did not. You sent me a link. I was really busy. I went the next day. I clicked it. They were like, "This content has been removed." I was like, "Oh!" So, did you see it before they deleted it?
I'm confused.
One joint. I heard one.
Okay, I haven't heard anything. Blitz, I know you heard all the
I
leaks.
think my magnets are backwards.
All right, stop
He's
playing
not
with your
paying
toy
attention.
and
He's
get
not paying
back to the
attention.
pod. We on a show, man. People are
Anyway,
waiting.
yeah. So this Kendrick is out.
That's not professional. Yeah. So this Kendrick leaks, and
Is this-
Blitzkrieg has heard it.
Is it leading to an album? That's what they're saying on the net. They're like, this is probably going to lead to an album release. Maybe, maybe not. We've been talking about this day and age of releasing full albums. You know, maybe that's not the move anymore.
He's definitely releasing an album. This is his. He's already said that his next album is his last album on TDE, and then we don't know if he's going to retire from there or if
form a new brand,
or if he has a new brand. That his cousin Little King just put out an album. It's cool on that imprint, and Kendrick's on I think 2 or 3 songs on that album. If you haven't heard it yet, it's pretty dope. But you know, aside from that, he is leaving TDE to do his own thing, and they wished him well and stuff. So it's all good.
Right now this I've heard him say that too, and I was confused that I thought that he founded TDE, that it's his brand, like
No,
our
no,
brand
no.
is MCMI.
Top Dog.
Just Top Dog
That's Top
Entertainment, bro.
Dog.
So I
Top
never
Dog.
heard of it before Kendrick. So maybe
Right,
that's
right.
my
No,
bad.
no,
So
no,
tell
no,
me.
no.
what was Top
No.
Dog before
I
Kendrick?
didn't
They're a
know
label,
about
they're
Top
approved?
Dog until I listened to Duckworth.
Okay.
When I listened to that, then I
So
realized.
is it a label? What is it?
Y'all are sounding a little weird right now.
Well, this is
gotta
why I
say.
needed to clarify.
TDE
I'm
is
that
the
person listening to
label,
music, that's it.
right?
Top
Black
Dog is the
Hippie was the
person.
crew.
Right.
Right.
The first person on TDE was J-Rock.
Okay.
Kendrick wasn't, he wasn't.
So
the
that
premier
explains
artist.
it because
Right,
I
right.
don't listen to J Rock, and I didn't know there was a TDE until Kendrick blew it up for me. And
Right,
I'm
right,
like,
right, right.
I guess that's his stuff, his imprint. his
Right,
label.
but I didn't know about the
No.
the print until like I knew about TDE, right? But I just thought it was just a label.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
It's hot.
So
It's
now
hot.
when he announced he was going to be leaving, I'm like, you're leaving your own brand that you started? What are you talking
No,
about?
no,
I
no,
didn't
no.
get
he
it.
didn't
Nah, it
start it.
wasn't
He's
like
just an
that.
Okay.
artist on
Yeah.
the label.
So
He's
he
the
wants
he's
to
the
probably
biggest artist on
start
the
his
label.
own brand
I
now.
just now said he did. He has PG Lang, which is his own company that he started. His cousin put out Baby King put out an album about I want to say like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And he's either going to put out his next album after this last album that comes out on that label, or he may just take a break or just be an executive at this point. He wants to be Top Dog, so he'll do that and let Baby King take over. Baby King does have a style that's very reminiscent of Kendrick's style, so you could think that he's letting him, who's a little bit younger, take that role, and maybe he just doesn't want to be an artist anymore. He wants to do other things.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing the album. Kendrick, when you gonna drop it, bro?
The leaks that I heard were dope. A lot of artists have taken a break and just started coming out, all of the super big names, right? Because of COVID, because you couldn't tour. So everybody was pushing their albums back.
Right.
Drake pushed his album back.
Right.
A ton of people. The first big artist to come out since COVID, I would want to say, is J. Cole. He was the first one to jump out there and just put his album out. So
safe to say tours are back because we were at the BARCLAY. So
tours
Busta put out his too.
Yes, Busta did too, for sure.
You check back
multiple
cards,
times.
I do math.
He put that album out like 6 times, yo. It just kept getting bigger and longer. Hey, boss.
Easy there, Bert Phillip.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, y'all.
So we did want to give EOW a shout out.
Yeah,
Today
man.
is Sunday. If you're in New York, look them up.
EOW
EOW.com.
is the longest running hip hop showcase that I have ever known of, and I believe it is like officially that. But they have a worldwide brand. They have EOW, Quebec, EOW France, EOW Japan, all over the place. But they have one going on tomorrow. If you're watching this live, you could watch it. Wait. Tonight? Yeah.
I thought
Today's
yesterday.
Sunday.
You thought yesterday? Yeah.
I thought yesterday was Sunday.
Today is Sunday.
Today is Sunday.
Tonight, and my co-host of So Boom is being featured on that. So definitely check it out. The Marksman will be doing a set virtually. So if you go to EOW.com,
which is EODUB, EOW. I'm about to throw it up on the screen.
If you go to EODub.com, or if you go to their IG page, which is EODub, letter E, letter O, DUB, and you can get the information so that you can log in and watch this virtual show.
That's what's up.
Shout
out to that family.
Yeah, man. They also have this this contest going on with Diesel. They partnered with Diesel Fragrances, and
nice.
They had different rounds of people doing different things. Like the first round I think was over an instrumental. Second round was a cappella. Third round just ended. That was a beat juggle where like they speed up the beat or change the beat and you have to rhyme over that. And I couldn't go to EOW for so long because of COVID and it just being shutting down that, I missed it. So I decided to jump in there and I did one and made it to the next round. So you'll see me in the semifinals for that. And, I just did it for fun, but hey man, I'll take the money.
Not bad, young man. Not bad.
But yeah, check that out on my IG page. I got that up too.
That's what's up.
Word up. So I think we're gonna end the show off. I'm gonna put up the picture. This is all of us. We had a great time at the VERZUZ. And we wanted to rock that. I know we were trying to get it so that I won't see the thing here. Let's see.
No, that's all good.
Here we go.
I'm mad at that.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, man, we had a good
Shout out
time.
to Lonnie, Mark, and the HYDRA crew.
No, you
And
can't-
who's taking the
you can't see
picture?
me.
James is taking the picture.
Disrespectful.
James from EO Dub. So
Ah.
I'm in the screen.
Yo, move that picture off the screen. Disrespecting my house. Yeah. So anyway, y'all want to wrap it up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I'm LR Blitzkrieg.
I'm the wicked wild child.
This is GMS.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to leave comments. Let us know who you think won the VERZUZ, or let us know who you think you want to see in the next VERZUZ or any VERZUZ.
And who would be a worthy opponent for the Dungeon Dragon?
That's a good question.
Busta Rhymes.
That's a really good question because everybody keeps turning him down, man.
Yeah. So Crazy Legs, he just put out something and was like, he revealed, he was like, yo, he told me that 5 MCs declined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, okay. Anyway.
I was like, are you starting a new podcast? We just ended the podcast. He's about to start talking about a whole
Good night, y'all.
Listen, we'll do this more often. It was a pandemic. While I was in Italy, it was a little harder for us to all match our schedules and stuff. So you'll be seeing us right here. Subscribe and go look at the other MCMI reports if you haven't seen them.
Yeah.
We won't talk nearly as long next time, but it's been a while. So.
It's been a while, so we was just like, letting loose. Yeah.
HYDRA back in the building.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Salute.
Yeah.
To you all. That's what's up. Be safe out there.
MCMI and hip hop.